Hey guys, how you doing? So I hadn't periscoped in a while, so I got the perfect person in my chair that was kind enough to let me periscope her popping of the cherry, if you will. So this is Haneen. This is my beautiful client. Say hi so they can see your face. And this is her all natural color. I would say she's probably about a level 5, you know, give or take. We did a dry cut to get rid of her dead ends already, and now I'm alternating formulas. We're doing like a Bali ombre, and I'm doing free lights 40 volume, sponge lights, and in the other foils we're doing Schwarzkopf their fashion lights L-00 with 40 volume. So I already did that in this first foil right here, and then the second one I'm just kind of alternating back and forth with the sponge lights and the fashion lights. So if you guys have any questions.
Where did you get the foils?
These are Fermar foils, and then this is the handy dandy dispenser, and so it like will cut the foils as long as you need. You just pull it and cut, and it'll even fold it for you on the tip as well. We love these foils right here.
And then they said they love your hair.
Thanks. Thanks, you guys. You know, got to match my clients' foils now. So you want to make sure you get good tension. I just love how soft the sponge lights make the transition and the feathering, and then some soft lines up top, and then we do, or no lines actually, and then we are saturating her bottom so you can have some really nice light bright color. So we're in California, and she's got to look like she's got California hair. This piece is a little too long when I cut it, and by the way, excuse my nasally voice, I'm like totally fighting my allergies today, so I apologize.
Okay, someone has their consultation and their appointment soon, and they can't wait to see you.
Yay! It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some fun things. And then I just kind of grab large sections of teas and then come in. I like kind of weave it. It's still, there's different ways you can achieve the same looks, and you just have to pick and choose what's going to work for that particular client's hair. And in this case, you know, I want to make sure that we get enough lightness and brightness. It's her first time doing her hair. I don't want her to walk out of here like nothing happened. That's a disappointment. So in order to do that, I'm using the foils to incubate and give us some heat. And if you guys are enjoying this, if this is interesting to you and you guys are learning it, go ahead and swipe it, I think, to the right and share the broadcast so other people can see. I'm gonna try to save it and upload it to my my YouTube channel for you guys as well, for those of you that want to rewatch. So I'm just kind of loading up my board again using my handy dandy Kiss sponge from Schwarzkopf. Before anybody asks, I'm going to answer the question right now. You get it from your sales rep. That's like the question of the hour. Everybody always asks, well, where do I get the sponge? And if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me that, I would be so freaking rich right now. So you get it from your sales rep, your Schwarzkopf sales rep.
Where did you get the board?
The board. Okay, good. You can ask me that.
I know. Someone said I was going to ask.
Yeah, the board is from the company Color Track, and you can order it online. I think some Cosmocrofts might carry it as well. And the reason I'm not folding up the foils is because I don't want to leave any lines or creases. I want her hair to just lay as it is, and if I fold it up, we're gonna have a problem. I usually show you guys when I'm doing the back, and I thought, well, how boring. Let me show you guys the front, because that's what most people care about and see anyway. See, she's got a few of these like short little hairs. We'll tackle that later. I generally like to not color those. Something I learned at Guy Tang's class is that if you put like too much lightener on these little bitty pieces, they're just gonna look fried. So, and they just look like broken hair. So you don't want to really draw attention to these little hairs. So if you have a lot of them, maybe you can weave it, but in general, try to like not get those hairs. You guys have any other questions? It's gonna look so pretty. Can't wait. We've been talking about doing this for how long?
For like 3 years.
3 years. 3 years, and she finally decided it was time. What made you decide to do this? For all the hair virgins out there that aren't sure.
Just ready for some change, you know. Get a nice new look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
Exactly.
And when you press the foils down, you guys, like this was the first one, so it's okay, but try to be gentle when you're pressing it down. That's a small minor detail that a lot of people don't really talk about. If you push too hard, you're gonna smush what's underneath and you're gonna smear and you're gonna get blobs. So just be gentle.
What brushes do you use?
Fermar. I love Fermar brushes. Again, cannot take credit for that. Guy introduced me to the Fermar brushes. So see, I'm leaving like these hairs out because we don't want to draw attention to the little short hairs. And it's really great when you have long hair or you have a lot of hair. The sponge, you can just tackle so much more hair in one swipe, I think, than when... I still love using the brushes. They're very relevant. They'll never like not be. But there's a time and a place for everything.
They feel like Free Lights doesn't lift as much as other balayage
lighteners. You know what? It really depends. I have not had a problem with Free Lights not lifting. I think a big part of it is if you have a brunette, you need foils. I mean, balayage is a much gentler lift anyway. So if you want it to be lighter, then you're going to have to use foil and you're going to have to use 40 volume. I haven't had an issue. I'm not also trying to make her platinum. If you're trying to make the client super, super light, then go for something stronger. But I have not had an issue with it. I also use Artigo. That's definitely a little bit stronger. Just depends what you're going for. She's a virgin, so we don't want to go too strong. I'm also really excited to try Guy Tang and Pravana's new balayage lightener because I hear that's supposed to be really strong. If you want it to be. Like, of all the lighteners, balayage lighteners anyway, you have the option of 3 different developers.
What level are you trying to reach?
I'm kind of not sure just yet because you know, her hair's never been colored, so we don't know what her hair will do. If I can get her to like a nice dark blonde, goldeny, you know, color, like, I don't know, a level 8, I'd be fine with it because, you know, we're not going for extreme light platinum hair. We're going for soft sun-kissed hair. So you just got to choose your poison. You got to know what to mix for what result.
Will you post an after pic?
I always do. Yeah, I'm going to post, we already took her before, and we will be posting her after. When we do something like this, we have to.
Is she family?
She is not blood related to me, although a lot of people, we are very good family friends, but we're not related. But people ask us that. They do think we look similar, don't they?
I get that a couple of times, yeah.
Hey, I'll take that as a compliment. She's freaking gorgeous, so whoever said that, thank you for comparing me to this beauty right here.
Same.
You're all, same.
Yeah.
And she's gonna finish her nursing school this year too, so brains and beauty.
How do you get good pics outside, like when it's dark already?
So you can't get good pictures if it's dark already outside. I try to take my photos when, you know, the sun's out. Natural lighting is the best. If you don't have natural lighting, take it indoors. I don't ever use a flash because I feel like the flash is just way too harsh and it overexposes. So I haven't taken an indoor picture in a long time, but let me show you guys. When I do, my client actually got me this cool little handy dandy light, and it can attach to your jack, but since iPhone switched it to the jack's on the bottom, it's not helpful, so I just hold it and then I just push this button. Of course the battery's dead. But this light is a consistent light, so it's not like a flash, and this usually helps get good pictures. So, which reminds me, I should probably pull this out and charge it, just, you know, because you never know when you're going to need it. But this thing works really good, and it's from a website called Photo Jojo. But I just think invest in some lighting if you're in a state that tends to get dark very quickly, you know. That time is coming upon us soon. Daylight savings, I don't know why they haven't gotten rid of that yet. I don't find it necessary. But yeah, try to take your pictures outside.
They said that's a great idea. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And then they said, woohoo, virgin.
I know, it's fun.
Exciting.
It's always fun. Even though you still never know, even with a virgin, exactly how their hair is going to lift, because everybody's hair is different. So it's still always that element of surprise. I just don't have to worry about bad surprises and banding and like, oh no, I dyed my hair black like 2 years ago, but it was really 6 months ago. You don't have to worry about that.
I can't wait to see it.
Me too.
Me too. Pretty exciting.
Here's this section. I'm contemplating. I'm probably gonna do something there just so it's not dark.
It says, what does teasing only on the top do differently than teasing the whole piece?
Well, I don't want to overly tease her because I want to go pretty light. I mean, as far high as I can go. So I'm just gently teasing it to break it up so it has a softer fusion on the highlight. I don't want it to look like a weave, so that's why I do a gentle tease. And if I tease it too hard, it makes it a nightmare at the sink. So I feel like I can get the same result as a hardcore tease without the extreme teasing.
Will you tone in with what?
I might. I don't know. I never ever determine. See, I'm just going to softly, gently tease right there. And on this piece, I'm probably going to do the fashion lights, not the lightener. I never ever determine what I'm going to tone with before I wash their hair out, because you never know how it's going to lift, and toner is not something I think personally should be predetermined. You have to wait and see when you rinse it out. What does it look like? Is it too yellow? Is it absolutely perfect? Is it too orangey undertone? Like, what does it need? I think that's the biggest problem people make when picking a toner, is that they don't wait to see and they have everything ready and then they just slap it on like, oh, it didn't cut the orange because you used violet. You should have used a blue base. You know, things like that.
What brand will you use of toner?
Probably Redken Shades. That's what I mostly tone with. And then I'm excited to try the new rapid toners that come out from Pravana and Guy. I think they come out September 1st. They're 5-minute rapid toners. I need one more foil. Now,
what's your favorite blue base toner by Shades?
9B. That's perfect for cutting orange, but it's very strong, so sometimes I'll dilute it with clear. So this is what her end result application looks like. You guys can see. And I'm going to go ahead and open up that very first foil that we did at the bottom just to see how we're lifting. So this was the lightener. This is Free Lights. Whoever said Free Lights doesn't lift, do you still think Free Lights doesn't lift? Because I think that looks pretty light. What do you guys think of that? That's Free Lights. Right? See, Tiffany? All right. Now this is the Fashion Lights. Let's see what that did. Let's move this back a little bit. See? A much gentler lift, but it looks good. You see that? It looks like a nice beigey, soft, you know, I wanted it to be a combination of things. I don't know. I know everybody like complains about free lights, but I don't know. Maybe the people that don't like free lights, maybe they're not using the dedicated developer. You know, maybe they're mixing the wrong developer for the wrong level. I don't know, but I have not had a problem with it. You just have to know what to mix. So, who makes what? Free lights? Wella. So this is what the container looks like. Right here. All right. If I didn't answer your question, because I missed some of them, go ahead and write it again. Yes, free lights is clay-based. And then here's the developer, and he used 40. So just to make sure that, you know, some of them, maybe it doesn't matter.
One.
The fashion lights?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what the fashion lights tube look like. And it's L-00. So it's just a natural, and it has a nice lift to it, but it's beigey. And I'm not gonna use heat. I'm just gonna, as you guys saw how quickly her hair was lightening, I don't think heat is necessary. And you know, maybe sometimes towards the end. This is the top piece. I did a really fine like veil just to like soften it. And sometimes her hair is okay, but I noticed some people that have really coarse hair, their hair just like dries out the developer, like it sucks it up. So in a situation like that, I'll go back and I'll open up, I don't care if it's every single foil, and I reapply and resaturate to make sure that it takes nice and evenly. See, here's another, this is the Wella free lights right here.
Do you think it lifts kind of warm?
I don't think it lifts warm. Again, the only reason it'll come warm is if you didn't push it past that point of warm. So I just want to show you guys as an example here. See how like it's still moist here, but it's like a little bit dried out here? So this would be a perfect example, because I sponged her, where I'll go back in and add a little bit more, because once it's dry, you know? Although with the clay-based ones, it can look dry. That's okay, it's a little pop piece for her right there. It looks dry, but it's still moist on the inside and working.
What purple did you use on your hair?
I used a combination. See here, here's another example, you guys. This is the Schwarzkopf fashion lights. So I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit more to moisten those ends. That's important. Don't be lazy. Always, you know, go above and beyond to get that perfect lift. Okay, so for my hair, I used, it was a combination. The first round was too hollow for me. It was pretty, but it would have been faded too quickly. So I used, the first time, Pravana Lavender Pastel with some Neon Pink from Pravana, and then, and Olaplex number 2. The second round, we did Joico Light Purple mixed with Pravana Silver, a speck of Pravana Violet, like a flicker, and then Olaplex number 2. Sorry, I squint when I'm thinking. Yeah, so we're gonna add a little bit more here. But that's why it's important to like check. Don't just walk away and go for like a Red Bull break or something.
What time is it here?
It is, what is that? 5:30.
5:30.
All right. Okay, you guys, I just wanted you guys to see that, and I will try to periscope her after if I don't get a chance to do that, because sometimes I run behind and my next client's here. I will definitely have her before and after up and on my Instagram. So, and if there's any questions you didn't get a chance to ask me on here, feel free to ask me on my page. Bye.